So David, tell us what happens when we put that patch on our skin and what does it do, please?
Okay. Well, if we were to go back in time a little bit to when I was first developing the technology, it really started with the basic idea of, could we turn on beta oxidation? Is there a way that we could increase fat burning? And I want to throw that out there as a concept for you all to think about, because this was really the beginning, the genesis of the technology. At the time, I owned a company with a few other friends, and we were developing survival equipment for the U.S. Navy through government contractors. And I was invited to be part of a design team for a mini sub. And I was asked, well, you know, what do you think you can contribute to this project? And the crew of the mini sub were Navy SEALs. They were going to be going on missions where they had to stay awake for 30 hours, 60 hours at a time. And they would be taking caffeine, amphetamines, any type of these pep pills to stay awake longer. And I thought, you know, I've been interested in health my entire life, and I prefer natural medicine. I wonder if there's any way that we could improve the energy and stamina of the crew without having to resort to stimulants. So I began thinking about this idea of wireless communication. We have cell phones today, we have satellite communications. Is there any way we could wirelessly communicate with the human body to give it more energy? So basic mechanism that I thought about was, as we age, our mitochondria begin to decline in efficiency, and we switch from predominantly burning fat, or a blend of burning fat and carbohydrates, more over to carbohydrate metabolism. And this, of course, eventually leads to mitochondrial dysfunction by the time we're around age 50 or so. So if we could turn back on fat burning and turn on beta oxidation, we'd get a number of very significant benefits. First benefit is people would feel an immediate effect of having more energy without having that crash from stimulants. And then secondly, this turned out to be a very powerful anti-aging effect, which I won't get into right now because that's a little bit of a longer story. But the basic idea was, let's stimulate the skin with very low levels of light and see if we could induce a specific metabolic change within the cell. So obviously the first patch, the energy patches, are interfacing and stimulating the mitochondria as well as the electron transport chain to elevate beta oxidation. Now, later on, when I wanted to take the company in the direction of activating stem cells, I didn't start with phototherapy. I migrated to that later. I started with a device that I invented that produces this blend of electromagnetic and non-electromagnetic waves. And we found that with this technique that we could indeed activate stem cells, and that injections of stem cells were not necessarily needed. And we developed the technique over time. So to answer your question, that was a long way of going about it, but you take the patch, you put it on the skin, it's activated by your body heat, it will begin to reflect and stimulate the skin with very low levels of light. This in turn will stimulate the nerves and the acupuncture points on the surface of the skin, and this creates a phenomena called photobiomodulation. This is documented in over 5,000 clinical studies now, and as a result, we can activate specific receptors in the cells with light, as opposed to drugs or herbs or vitamins. And in the case of X39, we're activating receptors that turn on the natural production of copper peptide, which is a master signaling molecule for stem cells.